to dishonor their parents, to disregard their parents, and to forget about their parents, and to have their way. Any teacher that does that is teaching against God. Anyone, whether in church or outside church, whether the fellow says, I don't believe in God or I believe in God, anyone that will instigate the children, that will motivate the children, anyone that will kind of make the children disobey their father, disobey their mother, those children, they owe everything in life to their parents. And God says, honor them. They brought you into this world, honor them. The mother carried you in the womb 9 months, honor her. And your parents provided when you were very young, you couldn't do anything by yourself, you were totally helpless. Those were the parents that helped you. And whoever you are today, you are, up there, you are an emperor, you are a king, or you are a president, or you are a governor. Whoever you are today, you are an educationist, or you are a professional today. Is the daddy and the mommy that sacrificed everything, and they labored on you before you became what you have become. Now they are aged. Now they cannot do anything for themselves. You will not transfer them into old people's home and forget them there. Who are they? And when they are sick, you are not visiting them. And when they have problem challenges, you are not remembering them. Even if you claim to be saved and sanctified and filled in the Holy Ghost, I'm very busy, I'm doing the work of God, you are dishonoring your parents, you are disobeying God, and it has consequence. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long and prolonged upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Look at verse 13. In verse 13, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. I'm sure you understand. If you do anything, you don't have to take a blade, a knife, a gun to kill. If you withdraw from his mouth what he lives on, what his family lives on, are you not killing him slowly? If you damage his character and you slaughter his character, and now he cannot even get any job anywhere, you've written something acidic and corrosive and devastating against him. Because of that, now is a dying man, is a dying woman, and eventually he'll be dead. Thou shalt not kill. If you are pregnant with a baby and you say, I cannot take care of another baby, this one is a mistake. Which one is a mistake? The Lord has allowed that pregnancy. You cannot commit abortion and say, well, God understands we're in the new covenant, and because we're in the new covenant we can shed blood. Because we're in the new covenant, we can kill. Because we're in the new covenant, we can murder. And then we can endanger somebody's life and make them to die. No, thou shalt not kill. In verse 14, thou shalt not commit adultery. Adultery does not start the moment you see a woman or the moment a woman sees a man. It's a process. It's a process. Touch this and give this and receive this and text this and do that chat. It's a process. And if you don't want to get to the end of the road, why do you start at the beginning of the road? You might say, well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm a neutral person, and I do this. I don't have any ulterior motive. The person you are doing it to, he may not be that strong. He may have all that thing may become temptation unto him or temptation unto her. It doesn't matter to me. I touch anybody, I touch any part of the body, and I don't even think about that. Well, maybe you don't think about that. The person you are touching will be thinking about something else. That's the reason why you don't want to create any lustful condition for anybody with anybody, in the public, in the private, in the secret, and in the open. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Reading from verse 15, it says, thou shalt not steal. And there are many things that people even steal now. They'll take a boy, they'll take a girl and just elope with them and just run away with them. Thou shalt not steal. There is, kidnapping, there is human traffic, and there is this and that. As we look outside, that's what they are doing. We ourselves need to look inside. You take the attention of a daughter from the parents, and the daughter is always with you, and there's nothing good that you are doing there, and the parents cannot have the enjoyment of their daughter, the enjoyment and the profit of their son. They are always with you. Thou shalt not steal, and then their money, and then their prestige, and their honor, and whatever belongs to them, thou shalt not steal. In verse 16 it says, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. You will not bear false witness against your neighbor. That's lying against your neighbor, getting them into trouble and saying things they have not done, and then you just get them into danger. And then in verse 17 it tells us, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his maidservant, nor his maidservant, and nor his ox, nor his ass, and anything. If anything is missed out, and it's okay, I don't covet ass, I don't covet art, I don't covet a manservant, I don't covet maidservant. You know how people covet maidservant and manservant? How much is he paying you? I can double that. If you find a way to resign from there and cross over to me, I'm telling you, my own condition of service is better. You are coveting the manservant or the maidservant or the worker of another person. Or maybe you covet the car, maybe you covet the company, maybe you covet their secretary, maybe you covet whatever belongs to them, and you bribe them and you tip them, and you're always giving them something so that when any problem happens over there, they remember they'll come to my side. If they have not been employed by me and I'm giving them so much money, what if they cross over? They will think by themselves, and then I'll give them more. You will not covet anything, anyone that belongs to your neighbor, anything that is their neighbors. As we come to the New Testament, it's all over in the New Testament. In Romans chapter 13, from verse 8 to verse 14, everything is there. We're